Thank you for tuning in to TVM News. Here's the latest highlights with John and Brennan on Marywood Sports.
Sophomore guard Gabby Giordano had an impressive run in the Cross-County Challenge at the University of Scranton over the weekend. Giordano earned CSAC Offensive Player of the Week honors for the fourth time in her career. She hit the game-winning shot in a comeback victory over Wilkes-University on Saturday. The 2015-2016 CSAC Rookie of the Year followed that performance up with 19 points and 11 rebounds in a 72-70 overtime win over King's College on Sunday. The Pacers went 2-1 on the week, and Giordano led the team in points, rebounds, assists, and steals over that time.
Both the men's and women's basketball teams are through 5 games so far this season and will match up with Centenary University tonight in a doubleheader. I went to practice yesterday and caught up with the team's respective coaches.
The Marywood women's basketball team is off to a solid start this season, going 3-2 in their first 5 games, including wins against Keystone College, Wilkes University, and King's College.
The Pacers women's basketball team is very young. They have a sophomore, Gabby Giordano, who has been a star for the team this year, having 19 points in a double-double performance against King's College on Sunday, and she's also averaging almost 12 points a game so far this season.
We're a very young team, and I think we started off a little slow and trying to kind of find our identity as a team. And we've had some players step up over the last couple games. Gabby Giordano, Katie Nealon, Natasha Hessling, Lissa Olson, Lisa Staken, every one of almost everybody has stepped up and really bought into us preaching hard work and focusing in on one play at a time. And I think over the weekend were 2 huge wins for us to get moving forward into our CSAC play tomorrow.
As for the men's basketball team, it hasn't been as good a start as they had hoped, as they're winless through their first 5 games, but their improvement thus far has been an encouraging sign to the coaching staff.
The Pacers men are off to a rough start this year, but they have looked to Connor Schroyer for some leadership as he leads the team in scoring with over 19 points a game. He scored 30 in a game against Hunter College earlier this season and 20 in the loss to King's College last week.
In spite of our record right now, I'm really encouraged with the way we're playing. I feel like we're finally coming together as a team. This last game, this last loss that we had, we finally played defense for 40 minutes, so that's encouraging. I think, you know, if we could get our defense shaped up, we'll be a pretty good team. And heading into league play now, it's encouraging. I feel like we're one of the better teams in the league. We just have to learn how to win games. We have a very young team, so that's a struggle for us right now.
Both the men and women's teams will be playing tonight in Insulaco Arena. The women will be playing at 6 o'clock, followed by the men at 8 o'clock. At Insulaco Arena, I'm Brendan Murphy, TVM News.
Last weekend, the Pacers swimming and diving team faced the University of Scranton. Bethany Wade has more.
It was senior day at Marywood-University as the swimming and diving team battled the University of Scranton in a landmark conference matchup. Seniors honored were Brian Scholl, Paul Kraser, Joseph Bertowitz, Evan Remines, and Gabby Criazzo. Unfortunately for the Pacers, it was a royal sweep which handed them their 4th straight conference loss. Scranton's women took care of the Pacers 184-113, while the men won with a score of 177-100. Marywood did, however, notch a few wins. Scholl won the 100, 200, and 500 freestyle, and Kraser took the 100 backstroke and 53. Junior Courtney Snyder took both boards as she won both the 1 meter and 3 meter diving competition. Marywood travels to Massachusetts for the Worcester Polytechnic Institute Invitational from December 2nd through the 4th in non-conference action. For TVM News, I'm Bethany Wade.
The New York Jets came out of their bye week looking for a win over the rival New England Patriots on Sunday. In their first matchup of the season, the Jets and Patriots went back and forth all game long as both teams played very well. The momentum shifted to New England after a Robbie Anderson fumble as the Patriots went on to win in a nail-biter 22-17.
The Green Bay Packers snapped their 4-game losing streak in a 27-13 win over the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. Both the Packers and Eagles are now 5-6 in the season. Former Super Bowl winning quarterback Aaron Rodgers passed for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rookie quarterback Carson Wentz tossed for 254 yards and no touchdowns. Rodgers said in an interview after the game that the team could run the table. They're going to have to do that in order to make the playoffs. For Philadelphia, they have lost 6 of their last 8 games in a rebuilding season under a rookie head coach and a rookie QB. The Packers host the Houston Texans next weekend, while the Eagles travel to Cincinnati.
It has been speculated since he opted out of the remaining 2 years and $52.5 million of his contract that Yoenis Cespedes wanted to return to the New York Mets. And according to multiple reports, the Mets will re-sign the Cuban slugger to a 4-year, $110 million contract with a full no-trade clause. The Houston Astros, Washington Nationals, and New York Yankees were also among the teams rumored to have interest in Cespedes, but he ultimately chose to go back to the team that he loved. The re-signing of Cespedes solidifies the middle of the Mets lineup as they will look to make another run at the World Series in 2017.
Former 5-time Pro Bowler and 14-year NFL safety Darren Sharper was sentenced to 20 years in prison on Tuesday, according to Yahoo Sports. Sharper was arrested in January 2014 for an incident in October 2013 on sexual assault suspicion. A former judge in August sentenced him to 18 years after rejecting a 9-year global resolution sentence prosecutors had offered. Sharper was accused of drugging and raping a dozen women in Louisiana, Nevada, Arizona, and California and was found guilty of such crimes against 9 of those women. It was Sharper's final day in court where his accusers were able to address him directly. That is all for sports this week. Back to the desk.